Hey friends, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is basically I'm going to be doing my makeup and I'm going to be talking to you and we're going to get to know each other. Also, look at my hair. Is it just me? Is it just the mirror that I'm looking at? But the curls, they're popping today, and as always, edges laid. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out all my stuff. The trunk, the brushes, the Chosen eyeshadow palette, and all of my lip stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with some primer. I'm using the Soft Matte by Fenty Beauty. It's nothing new, nothing that hasn't been talked about before. We all know it's bomb. I'm missing my highlighter. I think it's still with my stuff that I packed. I just came back from Florida from visiting family. My aunt and uncle, they rented this 13-bedroom house in Orlando. Sorry, I had to say it like that because it's 13 bedrooms. They rented this house, it's 13 bedrooms. They invited us to come out, so we flew from Cali to there. We had a good time. I don't think I have very much primer left, and that's, oh wait, yep, that'll work. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plop that all around my face. There we go though, I got my primer on. So I'm taking my dirty ass brush and my old as hell pomade. It's the Anastasia pomade. We all know it because it's the best. This is the ebony color. What I do is I kind of just dip my brush into the pomade like so. Get a little bit of product on there. I got a little product on the side right here. But then I don't want too much. I hate blocky eyebrows. I hate them so much. They're my biggest pet peeve. So what I do here is I kind of blot it, you know, like how painters do with their little color wheels. Turn up this light.
Oh my God!
All right, that's as bright as it's gonna get. Also, don't mind my husband raging in the background. He just lost. Somebody tell him nobody's calling back for that one-hit wonder. Just kidding, it wasn't a hit. Well, what I'm doing is I'm starting here at the end, the corner, the whatever, this part of the eyebrow. And I'm just going ahead and putting in a little bit of color. I do kind of like to line the bottom of my eyebrow. While I'm beginning my eyebrows, I only fill to about like right here, to halfway. And the reason why I do that is because now I have a lot of product more over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fade it through. So I'm gonna comb out my eyebrows. Yes, it gets a little dusty, but that's why we do our eyebrows first. And because this pomade is so fire, you kind of have to comb it a little excessively to get the product to move around. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more product, not from the jar. We're grabbing this from the lid because you have a lot of product on your lid, okay? Don't kid yourself and don't waste product, okay? Because this shit is expensive. It's good, but it's expensive. So we're gonna go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a line right here. Okay, you see how it looks a little sharper? That's good, that's what we want. And pull that line a little forward, that's okay. And now we're just gonna blend it upwards into the brow. If there's anything you should know about me, it's that I love penguin. Did you know that when a penguin finds its mate, they stay together forever? Some breeds of penguins even propose to each other by finding the perfect pebble. I know we've all seen Happy Feet, but I've also seen the documentaries. When I tell you I love penguins, listen, I watch March of the Penguins on repeat. Fire. Me again, okay? You know, because like when they get separated and if they find each other again after being separated, they like throw their head backs and they hit it with a cringy, I know. Yeah, it's fine. I'm cringy. It is what it is, you know? Embrace yourself, love yourself for who you are, you know? Don't ever try to be like somebody else because you can't. It's not possible. You're you. That's it. The only thing you can do is be the best you that you can be. At least that's what my mom tells me. I do kind of add a little bit of padding over here, not so much as a full-on like shading, and then comb it through. Always combing, because that way the product is always moving through the brow and I can always tell whether or not I have too much or not enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow off camera and I'll come back to you. Now I have my eyebrows filled in a little bit. I don't do a whole lot because I got a whole lot of eyebrows. The next thing that we're about to do is we're gonna go ahead and grab our concealer. I'm using the Tarte foundation. Not foundation, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. That's what I'm using, it's right here. Duh. New restrictions in California, which if y'all didn't know, that is the state in which I reside. Let me zoom out a little bit. Hello, how are you doing? So it says about 33 million of California's 39 million residents will be under stay-at-home orders, set to take effect on Sunday night to help slow COVID spread. That's okay though. I live on a military base and I don't leave my house, so it doesn't seem to be a problem for me. But more on that military thing. I actually used to be in the military. I got out a year ago. I was in the military for 4 years. I was in the Navy and that shit sucks. But you know what I did get? I got free school. And you know what? That's fantastic, because guess who couldn't afford school before that? This girl. The reason why I still live on a military base is because my husband is still in the military. He's still in the Navy. That's why I live on base. I live here with my mans and it's chilling. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just gonna conceal right underneath. And I know what you're gonna say, girl, what are you doing? You're about to get those blocky eyebrows. No, I'm not. Watch. Now I'm just kind of blending it downwards towards my eyelid, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do the same thing to the top. And I usually put a little bit right here of concealer, and then I just dab my brush in there a little bit and get a little bit of makeup on there, not too much. So more on that military aspect. Maybe you're wondering, why did you get out? What was the reason? I just didn't want to do it anymore. I'm not a girl for manual labor, and my job in the military, I was an aviation electrician's mate, and we worked whether it was hot as hell, whether it was cold as hell. Like, I'm talking about cold like my fingers went numb. I'm not into that. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to change my job. I got the free school, and honestly, that was most of the reason why I joined. My family couldn't really afford to send me to school. I mean, sure, we could have taken out a loan, but a loan or being debt-free, I'll take debt-free for $1,000. Thank you. Now I'm in school and I'm studying to become a nurse. My ultimate goal is I want to be an adolescent psychiatric nurse practitioner. Why, you might ask? Why would you want to do that? What do you do? Well, I want to do that because when I was in high school, I suffered a little bit from depression, and I still do every once in a while. Could be my period, could not be my period. Who knows? But the point is, I had to learn how to deal with it. And had I not had the people around who helped me, who knows how far my depression could have taken me. And I want to help kids who are going through similar life experiences as I did, and I want to help them build a better life for themselves, help them create it. I want to give them the tools that they need. I also want to open my own practice, and you're also wondering, a nurse can't open their own practice. A nurse practitioner can in some states. So we will live in one of those states, hopefully, and I will open my own practice as a nurse practitioner, and it's gonna be lit. That's always been something I enjoyed doing. I've always enjoyed just like helping people in the best ways that I can. I grew up going on mission trips, not anywhere outside of the country. I went to North Carolina and we went to New York after this hurricane hit. I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but we helped them rebuild homes to the best of our abilities. And honestly, it's always just been something I've always liked to do. I've always loved to like help people. And it's more than just helping them. I love seeing their faces. It's really satisfying, and it's as much for me as it is for them, honestly. It brings me joy and happiness. I want my career to embody that. You should always do the things that you love. And that's one of those things. I've always loved to help people. That's why I'm becoming a nurse, and why I'm becoming specifically a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I will be in school forever. In order to become a nurse practitioner, you have to have your master's degree. So yes, I will be in school forever. Actually, for me, it'll be a little bit longer because I want to get my doctorate's degree too, because you best believe I'm gonna be having people check for me. Dr. Wallace, that's gonna be me. That's the goal. They're gonna be like, aren't you a nurse? Yeah, but I'm also a doctor. I've mostly cleaned up these brows. Now I'm just kind of blending out the concealer a little bit into my forehead and into my eyelid. The next thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna use my Clinique foundation. It is my favorite foundation. It's a little more on the dewy side, but it's fantastic. It has a doe foot, so I do have to like apply it straight onto my skin. Yeah, I could put it onto a brush, but it's fine. So now that I've got blotches of makeup all over my face, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Sephora complexion brush. It doesn't have a number on it. Also, this brush that I used is the Sephora concealer brush, and the Anastasia brush that I use is the Anastasia number 12 brush, in case you were curious. And just blend out your foundation. So another fun fact about me, you guys seen my husband come in here a couple times. So duh, we met in the military. We actually met in A school almost 5 years ago. We met on January 6th, 2016. I had gotten into the biggest trouble of my life. I decided to go drinking. I was 18. I got in trouble with the military basically, and I got hit with 2 counts of underage drinking, and I also crashed a moped. I wasn't the smartest 18-year-old, clearly. When I went to captain's mass, which is basically like going to court before you go to jail, which I did end up going to. Felt like jail, but also felt like just being grounded, like being sent to my room. But I went to restriction for 45 days and I had my pay cut in half. They were paying me half my month's pay for 2 months. Was part of my punishment, and it sucked. I was so broke. And I remember that they had this watch, and you had to sit at the end of this hallway on the 3rd floor of the Foxtrot Barracks in Pensacola. I had to sit there and stand watch, which basically means I had to watch and make sure nobody came past, and if they did, I needed to know like for what reason. I was standing that watch and I heard people coming up the stairs, so you know, I sat up, I was ready, and I saw this guy come up. He came up the stairs. Dude is 6'4", beautiful black man. Oh my god. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that is the most beautiful black man I've ever seen in my life. They don't make them like that in Miami. No, they do not. No, they don't. The thing with A school is that everybody's training to do something different. Everybody has a different job, which means nobody's in school for the same amount of time unless you have the same job or your job just requires you to be that long. I was in A school for 7 months and I didn't know what his job was. So I didn't know how long he was going to be there. So I just assumed I was never going to see him again. So a couple weeks later, I got out of restriction and my friend Tiana hit me up and we decided to hang out at this place called Portside. Portside is essentially like a club type of thing. We went and I saw him. I saw him again. He was at this vending machine, and he'll tell you the same story, that he decided to go into the food court and he was at a vending machine. He went to the vending machine and I was like, that's him, Tiana, that's the guy I was telling you about that I saw in restriction. And she said, him? Yes. Wallace? Yes, I guess so. So she called him and we linked up and we sat down, we chilled, and he was kind of like shy at first, at least it seemed like. And he did have to drink a little bit before he could build up the courage, you know, liquid courage, to ask me for my phone number. And since then it's been history. And honestly, it's kind of like, have you seen Jane the Virgin? You know, when Jane, she marries her parents, she talks about how her parents, they were never 2 people who were meant to be, but they were 2 people who deserved to be together because they never stopped trying. That's me and Craig. We've been through so much, it's not even funny. But that's part of a relationship, is that you have to go through things to be able to build a relationship that's strong enough to get through things. So one of my favorite beauty influencers to watch, Jackie Ino. I'm pretty sure she does her eyeshadow first. So I'm gonna attempt to do that and see how well that comes out. I think she does it first. If not, this is sad. Cool. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit because we're gonna go ahead and start on the eyeballs. So I'm using the 25A Copper Spice palette by Morphe. I know my box is super tattered, but I do like to keep the boxes as well as the sponge or bubble wrap, because due to the military, we do move around a lot or have to go visit people a lot, and I just can't afford for all of my little eyeshadows to look like this one. That'd be really sad. The color that I'm using is this one right here called Afterlife, and I'm gonna go ahead and kick off just a little bit. Go ahead and start applying. What I do is I like to get this part right here dark with the color that I'm using, and then I will blend it through like this. I do like to blend up towards my brow just a little bit, because if not, my eyelids will look a little hooded. So now I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna take the color Penne, which is this one right here. I'm gonna take just a little bit of it, coming up here at the top of my eyebrow, just to kind of blend like the concealer color in with that eyeshadow color, so it's not such a harsh transition. So now I'm gonna go in with a darker color, and I'm gonna use that for right here, my crease line. And the color I'm going in is called Radar. That is this color right here. And if you could tell, it has a little hint of red. If you notice, this has red, this has a little bit of red, and this has like an orangey kind of undertone. So I'm trying to stick with those kind of like similar undertone colors. This is actually one of my favorite eyeshadow looks. So I'm gonna go in with that Afterlife color again, just to bring that color back a little bit. So the next color I'm going in with, it's called Ember. That is this beauty right here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of that Ember color. I'm gonna go ahead and pack that in right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get my fluffy brush again, and I'm gonna grab that color Afterlife one more time. Now I'm going to blend this color with these colors so that it looks more seamless. I'm gonna take some more of that Ember color, and I'm gonna put it towards the inner corner, but the bottom. Now I'm gonna go back with the concealer. I plan on doing some vlogs, like life in a day kind of videos, some spa day videos, definitely some at-home workout videos. Another really great fact to know about me is that July 2019, the end of July of 2019 was when I started my workout weight loss journey. In July of 2019, I was 250 pounds. In July of 2020, I was 187 pounds. That was before my husband came back from deployment. So working out is a big part of who I am, and I do plan on sharing that with you guys. But also, while we were moving, we did do like a cross-country drive from Virginia to here in California. A lot of people are like, whoa, that's such a long time, I can't believe it. Why would you? I would never. Have you ever been on a road trip? I love a good road trip. There's nothing like seeing things you've never seen before. The mountains on the drive here were phenomenal. Phenomenal! 10 out of 10, recommend. That's what we did. We did a cross-country drive, and we took like a month to drive from Virginia to here. And needless to say, in a month, I was eating a lot of McDonald's and not doing a lot of working out. So I did gain a lot of weight back. So I went from 187 back up to 215. Now I'm back down to 209. My body has been doing a lot of changing in the past couple of weeks, more than me losing weight, which is okay. Perfectly fine. I know that it's part of the transition process, is that sometimes you're not losing weight, but your body is changing. So that's where I'm at right now when it comes to my weight loss. As I go back into this journey, I just want to take you guys with me too. So when I'm doing some of these at-home workouts, I will definitely be sharing them with you so that y'all have some ideas of what to do too, because the thing is that working out is just good for you, and it's a great change to implement into your life, is to work out. It gives you discipline, and it helps you follow along with a routine, you know, and routines are good for anybody. Also, it just makes you a better version of who you are right now. Not a different person, just a better person than who you are right now. And honestly, that's the only thing we're ever trying to be, is better than who we were yesterday. I added a little bit of setting spray so that my makeup moves a little bit better because the Shape Tape is no joke. I think one of the hardest aspects of losing weight is learning to love yourself the way you are now. Because the thing is if you're not doing it for you, then who are you doing it for? And if you don't love yourself right now, you're just gonna be really hard on yourself the whole time you're trying to lose all of that extra weight. So you gotta learn how to love yourself now. And that was really hard for me to do. It actually took me getting out of the military to learn to love myself. I don't know if it was the military itself that did this to me or what, but I had a lot of self-hate while I was in the military. I really just didn't like myself. And I didn't like the way that I looked, and I didn't feel good. But when I got out of the military, I learned how to love myself a lot better. And I learned how to do things that make myself happy and not things that make other people happy. You have to do it for you when it comes to losing weight. You really got to do it for you. So I'm going to go in with my contour stick from also Fenty, and I'm going to carve my cheekbones out. The reason why I do this, the first time I ever did this, my friend was talking about how it would make me look like I have a mustache, but that's not what it does. What it does is it emphasizes your angel's bow, and I have a thing for angel's bows. So the brush I'm going to be using to blend that out, I'm going to start with my Sephora angled brush, and I'm just going to kind of push but also pat the product in the way I want it. I'm also going to go in with this Lamora Precision Angled SO3 brush. It's the same as that bigger angled brush, but it's smaller, and I like it better for these smaller places, like underneath my mouth. And the reason why I put a little bit of contour underneath my lip is to make my lips look bigger. The reason why I put a line right here is to give the illusion of a button nose. I really like button noses. They're so cute. Y'all hear Craig in the background? Comment below if he should stop raging all the time like a weirdo. Okay, so now that I have my contour mostly blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and hit my face with a regular face powder, which I really should have done earlier, but it's fine. Should I? No, I'm gonna do the powder first. I was gonna spray my face with the setting spray, but I'm gonna do powder first and then I'm gonna spray my face again. I do like to spray my face periodically. I think it was mostly because before I moved to Cali, which I have no job now, I wish I did. But before I moved to Cali, I worked as a server and I moved around a lot and I sweat a lot. So I was packing on that setting spray to make sure it don't move, because you know your girl is trying to get some tips. Cool, so now I'm gonna hit it with some spray. I'm just helping it dry down a little bit. We're going in with some blush. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in the color Peachy Love. These are the colors. They're beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Sephora Highlight Contour. I use it for blush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go over all three colors because they look so good together. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little blush. I like to add it kind of high like this to give my cheeks the appearance of being really high. So another thing I like to do with my blush, I like to add a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. Now I'm gonna go in with my bronzer, also by Fenty Beauty, and in the color Bahangyal. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Sephora angled brush. Again, I'm getting my Lamora angled brush, precision angled brush, I can't talk. The Lamora Precision Angled Brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face again. I'm gonna let that dry in. Highlighter. This is old as hell. It's the Bronze Booster Shimmer Strawberry. I don't even know if they sell this anymore. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my Sephora fan brush and I'm gonna go in with this middle color. So now that I got the highlighter in most of the places that I want it, I'm gonna use my finger to kind of pat the colors in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some mascara. We'll use the Tom Ford one. Expensive for no reason. I thought, listen, I bought this thinking it was gonna be like amazing, and it was, you know, I mean, it works. I wish I had some lashes. That's what I do wish. I love a good lash. So had I had lashes, I would have done my bottom lash too, but I don't think that's something I'm gonna do without lashes. I just think it's overly dramatic for no reason to do the top and the bottom. Not to be a hypocrite or anything, you know? Let's promote a change of opinion, right? That's what we want. We want people to change their opinions. Anyway, that used to be like my daily thing. Going to school, I would put mascara on my top and my bottom. But like for what, girl? You're going to school, high school at that. Like, who are you trying to impress? So now I'm just trying to get the tips of my lashes to coat a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Pat McGrath lip liner in the color Manhattan. Now I got my lip liner on there. Not the best, but it's all right. So this is the color Serena of the Buxom lip gloss. And I'm gonna go over my lip liner and hit it with a good 90s look. I love this look. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair down, shake out the poof. Alrighty, y'all, so that is it for this video. Go ahead and comment below and let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification to always stay in the know and up to date with everything that is Lindsay. Bye, friends. I'll catch y'all next time.